What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And man, there is a lot of information going around. The good news is that stimulus checks are back on the table and actually in the newest proposal from the White House. But details are changing quickly. I'm going to get you up to speed with everything that's going on with that right now and the newest news on the vaccine. But first, don't forget to give this video a like down below. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. Also, I have another state and local program that is passing stimulus money to you right now. I'm going to give you that at the end of this video. Now, this is an important episode. I'm going to go through all the details of what's going on with the stimulus checks that are included now in this package. But you really need to listen to the details because I don't want you to just hear the first part and then jump to conclusions, because stimulus checks are good, but there's really new details coming out that I'm going to tell you guys right now. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you actually get all the details. Okay, first up, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, says that the Pfizer vaccine is safe and effective and could be approved as early as this weekend. The FDA said that the first vaccine being considered for U.S. distribution, quote, met the prescribed success criteria in a clinical study, paving the way for the agency to greenlight the vaccine distribution as early as this weekend. An outside panel of scientific advisors will review the FDA report on Thursday, along with a companion analysis from the vaccine's manufacturer, Pfizer, and their German partner. And a favorable recommendation from the panel is expected to be followed within a few days by the FDA granting emergency authorization for the vaccine. The vaccine has been authorized now in the United Kingdom, and a 90-year-old woman was the first to successfully receive the vaccine after its approval. Her name was Margaret Keenan, and get this, the second person to take the vaccine was an 81-year-old man named William Shakespeare. That's right, he was named William Shakespeare. It was almost like a midsummer's night dream. Regarding the next stimulus check and the next stimulus package, my head is spinning. There's so much going on right now. Breaking news is the Republicans, especially the White House team led by Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, and I'm going to get to President Donald Trump here in a second, has pitched a new $916 billion stimulus package. This isn't actually written into a bill. It's more of a proposal, I should say, to the Democrats, which does include stimulus checks in the bill. In this stimulus package, as you can see here, is a $600 check per adult and an additional $600 check per child. Again, this isn't written into a bill yet, so these are the details we have so far. So a $600 stimulus check and a $600 stimulus check per child, but it does not specify adult dependents. So from the wording of this, it looks like it would be a $600 check only for children. But again, the specific details on this is not really out yet. Now, here's the rub, is that Republicans, which is where this proposal came from, don't really want to spend more than $900 billion. They may end up spending a little bit more in the spirit of negotiations, but that's kind of where they're at right now. Mitch McConnell is only at $500 to $600 billion, but I personally think that's just part of his negotiating strategy. I'll get to his support here for this bill here in a second. But the thing is that $1,200 stimulus checks, which is really what the people need at the bare minimum, $1,200 stimulus checks plus checks for dependents and children costs about $270 billion. So if we go with $600 stimulus checks, that's going to be roughly half of that. So let's say $130 to $140 billion. So here's the rub, is that the Republicans are giving you $600 stimulus checks, but they're not adding to their bill. They're taking $140 billion from somewhere else. And guess where that money comes from? Well, it comes from the unemployment benefits. The Republicans' current proposal goes from a $300 per week with a little bit of retroactive unemployment benefits down to a $0 bonus per week with no retroactive benefits. There would be a inclusion of extending the unemployment for the self-employed contractors and gig workers. So basically, there's about $40 billion in this package for unemployment, down from $160 billion but there would be no unemployment boost money. Instead of that, they would be giving out a $600 check to all Americans that qualify for it, which would probably be the same criteria as the last stimulus check. Basically, if you make under $99,000 or under $75,000, you get the full check, and then it's a little bit decreased if you go up to $99,000. But basically, they're just taking the money from the unemployed and giving it as a stimulus check to everybody. So for everybody that's not unemployed, this is a good deal. For people that have lost their job during this pandemic and are unemployed right now, this is a bad deal because they're going to go from getting $300 per week, $1,200 per month, to getting a one-time stimulus check of $600 and $600 for any children they have. However, both President Donald Trump and the Democrats are saying that's a nice start that you are finally including stimulus checks in this bill, but they want it to be at least 1,200, including President Donald Trump. This Republican Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri, who has actually been speaking to President Donald Trump personally out of the blue multiple times about he needs to include a stimulus check in this package, or he should actually veto the stimulus package if there's no stimulus bill. Apparently, he's talked to President Donald Trump several times over the last 48 hours and has convinced him that there needs to be a stimulus check in there and possibly a higher stimulus check than the Republicans are offering with the $600 stimulus checks. Josh Hawley says that President Donald Trump backs new stimulus amid his pushing him for this suggestion. Politico reports that Senator Josh Hawley has spoken repeatedly to the president about this matter, including yesterday afternoon. He said that Trump will likely support at least $1,200 in payments for individuals and could go even higher. He says, I'd be surprised if I didn't support $1,200 for individuals and $2,400 for couples. My sense is that it's a very high priority, and he indicated as much to me on Saturday night when I spoke to him again about it. He reiterated it again when I spoke to him today. Now, this is a far stretch from what Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader of the Republicans, is offering. In his $500 to $600 billion bill, there's no stimulus checks and no unemployment bonus money. Neither. Then now in this new proposal from the Republicans, they have included a $600 stimulus check and a $600 stimulus check for children, which at least is a step in the right direction. But then they deleted the $300 per week unemployment bonus for anybody that has lost their job during this pandemic, which, I mean, most people that are losing their job during this pandemic is because of the virus. I mean, it's not really their fault they lost their job. So Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats swiftly said, well, we're going in the right direction, but we can't delete that $300 for people that have lost their jobs. Nancy Pelosi had multiple statements, but this is the important one, saying, while it's progress that Leader McConnell has signed off on a $916 billion offer, which is basically he's saying he's okay with spending $900 or $916 billion, which is very good news. Again, we're moving in the right direction. She says that is based off the bipartisan framework. The president's proposal must not be allowed to obstruct the bipartisan congressional talks that are underway. Members of the House and Senate have been engaged in good faith negotiations and continue to make progress. The bipartisan talks are the best hope for a bipartisan solution. Of course, bipartisan means support from both Republicans and Democrats. She says, quote, the president's proposal starts by cutting the unemployment insurance proposal being discussed by the bipartisan members from $180 billion down to $40 billion. And that $40 billion is basically just the extension of the unemployment, no extra money, and that is unacceptable. So where does that really leave us at this particular moment? There are $600 stimulus checks in the new proposal and $600 stimulus checks for children. But at this current moment, there is no unemployment benefit bonus money, but there is an extension of unemployment benefits for people that are self-employed or independent gig workers, okay? I don't think that $300 is going to fly, but if they throw that $300 back in there and keep only a $600 stimulus check, that only costs an extra $140 billion, which is the closest that we have ever been to a new stimulus deal on this go around. Of course, they've passed several stimulus packages in the past, but this is extremely close. And honestly, with only 12 Republican senators needed to pass with Democratic support, if they did throw that in there, they would for sure get the 12 Republican senators to pass. That's with a $300 per week unemployment bonus money and a $600 check and a $600 check for dependents. Of course, we want it to be more than a $600 check, which is where, these guys that are stepping in and saying, hey, it actually has to be more. We need at least 1,200. That is a very real possibility, and much more of a real possibility than 2 days ago when there was no stimulus checks in the proposal at all, and there was just people talking about it. So at least the people talking about it and people urging these congressmen to do it have at least included now a $600 stimulus check and a $600 for children. Hopefully we can get that bumped up to $1,200, which President Donald Trump says is a very real possibility. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon on so you don't miss out on new videos. I will be keeping you updated because there's a lot going on right now with these stimulus packages. Our new videos come on at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now let me tell you another state that is passing stimulus money to their residents right now, and it's a really big one, California. California has a new stay-at-home order beginning Sunday evening. Bars, hair salons, museums, movie theaters, and all sorts of different businesses and retail businesses can only operate at a 20% capacity, and restaurants will be limited to takeout and delivery service. These new restrictions on small businesses represent 99% of all businesses in the state, and over 7 million workers will be affected. Last week, Governor Gavin Newsom announced a temporary tax relief for struggling businesses in response to the emergency, giving an automatic 3-month income tax extension for companies filing less than $1 million in sales tax, interest and penalty free included. The state is also providing $500 million in COVID relief grants to what is described as, quote, undeserved micro and small businesses, as well as nonprofits. Grants will be distributed in amounts of up to $25,000. There is also rental assistance in certain areas of California, including Riverside County and San Diego County. This is on hud.gov/states/California/renting. Just type in California rental assistance and it will bring you to this page with what areas of California are offering rent assistance in addition to those other packages. I will keep you updated with all this information. Don't forget to like and share this video so others like you will know about these stimulus programs. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.